Hello everyone, welcome back to this last session on Tangled Motifs. Hope you enjoyed the series and this is the last one that we drew. This is also one that I drew but I didn't record it. Yeah, I did post it on my Instagram and Facebook. So today we'll draw another motif, right? And let's get started right away. Today's motif is again, I'll start with the petal kind of shape. What I've done here is divided my sheet into approximately two sections, and then starting with a petal kind of shape in the center like this. Again, it's a rough symmetry. I'm not going by too much of symmetry, and then I'm going to add an aura and wrap it around like this, take it up, then again add an aura on this side also, approximately the same width but not worrying too much on those lines. Again wrap it around like this, right? And then we'll insert something in between here, something like this, flower or anything. Yeah, we'll see that what do we want to insert, and then we can insert something like this here on both sides. So just drawing the broad outline of a motif, right? And we'll see how do we want to proceed. So once I've done that, I'm now going to first start inking from here. Add a tangle called Inner Flux by Debbie New. So it is basically flux arranged like these flower petals like this, right? And then you can start from here and start from here, right? And then I'm going to ink this section right. So just draw along with me, take your time, right? So inking the other side also. Something like an 8 here, just that the upper section is a little smaller, and almost at this same level. I will start the other one. Yeah, so let's draw this much first and then we'll see if we want to add something else. So I'm going to add a nice printum here, start with it and then aura it, and then start with any tangle of your choice. Probably we can add some mukas. So take your time, choose any tangle that you feel like and add it in the space that you have. Right. So that's muka. basically mocha sprouts to be precise. Yeah, and then we have these two sections, so entirely up to you what do you want to do there. As far as the sprouts are concerned, feel free to ink these sections. Take your time and add inking to these small spaces left in between your sprouts. Yeah. So this in between spaces between your mocha, you can comfortably add some aura there, or if you want you can add some orbs, whatever you feel like. I'm just adding simple auras. Right? So just mimic the inside arc of the mocha head and add those auras, simple lines with a slight curve. Yeah. So once we are done with that, we have these two sections. So let us again start with a nice curled printum. Again add two auras and then add some petal shapes. Like these. This is again the gorgeous or the basil shape. You can always add some etching. Add a nice caviar like this. Yeah, again the same thing on the other side, or you can add something else, whatever you feel like. Fill in the small little intersectices and then add some etching. Yeah. Add one more aura, add a nice orb, one more orb inside, leave a highlight and ink the rest in. Right, so that's caviar. I'm inking the inside portion of my flower here. Then moving on to these two sides. So again, whatever you feel like, there are a whole lot of tangles that you can choose from. So let's choose Mir on one side. Yes, Mir is a Zentangle original. It is a very simple tangle to draw. So I'm going to add a nice wavy lines in between this section. Then I'm going to add some orbs inside, or you can add Knightsbridge, whatever you feel like. Yeah. So take your time and fill in this small section with orbs or lines or Knightsbridge, whatever you feel like. And then it's just about lines, preferably with a highlight. Mir is a very simple pattern to draw. Right, so I'm just drawing lines with some highlight. If you want, basically the original tangle has lines on both sides, but if you want you can add something else on the other side also, right? So let's see if we want to do that. Again, adding that wavy line, adding an aura. And then doing the same exercise, adding orbs inside that. Yeah, so I am doing the same exercise on one side of my mir. Again, adding simple lines with some highlights here and there. Right, now the other part of mir, again it is up to you how do you want to deal with it. So I am going to add some bit of drama there. So let's see what tangle do we want to add. Probably we'll go with some bunzo, right? So I'm going to add these curve lines, double lines, C shapes in combination, right? So C shape and inking to be done in alternate pairs, tangle pattern bunzo. That's what I'm going to insert here, again to bring it that drama factor here, right? So just one stroke, that is the C shape. Take your time and now start inking them. Leave a highlight in the center. Right? That's the tangle bunzo. You can see the drama that it adds, although you always have the option of not inking them and adding some tangle in between also, but inking is always a good idea if you wish to add that drama factor. Yeah, so I'll continue doing that and do that on both sides. Yeah, so I have almost finished with my inking. have inked my bunzo on both the sides, and you can see the drama that it adds. This flower, you can either keep it as it is, or you can add small little flowy mukas, whatever you feel like, or you can leave it as it is. Anyways, it looks nice. If you want, you can add some embellishments here and there, right? This space probably I'll go with inking. Yeah, and small little things that you can do, add these droplet kind of shape and ink them. Right, and I'll do exactly the same on the other side also. Right, so let us stop here, first shade, and then we shall see if we want to add something else here and there, right? So I'm now going on to shading. So shading the muka on the heads, on the pods, right? A little touch here, not much. Right? Blend it. And you can just touch the inside, so there is some kind of a shadow, but not too much. Yes, and then comes the mirror. So one side of the mirror, just add some graphite on this dividing line. Blend it. Don't blend too much, you want some white sections also. Yeah, as far as bunzo is concerned, both sides, just a soft touch. You don't have much gap there. So some darkness at the edges, so that the center highlights makes a sense. Yeah, it looks a little curled up. Some bit of darkness here to show the overlap. Right. some on the printums. Again bunzo the other side. Add some graphite on two ends. Yeah. Then blend it with a soft hand without blending too much. Just darken the ends. Yeah, the flowers. Yeah, and then probably we can just go with graphite on one side and leave the other side the way it is, high and low. Yeah, not a bad idea that way. Yeah, so that's about it. That's our motif for today, right? So simple arrangement of tangles, right? Tangles arranged a little differently. This is what I want to emphasize, and I have emphasized all throughout my series, that the same set of tangles you can use in different ways and create different types of different pieces of artwork. These things can very comfortably used as motifs on anything, right? They are a piece in itself, they are whole, right? And you can very well use them the way you want to on different mediums, right? So I'm going to close it here, and also going to give some more ideas which you can work on your own, right? So today is 19/6/22, so this is our wrap-up session, but I have a few more ideas that I will just touch upon, and then you can take it forward from there, right? So I have another sheet of paper in front of me, and I have a kind of a square and a circle on it, right? So if you want to work more on square formats, for example, many of you like this one very much, and it is a motif in itself, a complete one, right? But if you want to work more, there are so many ways to go about doing it, right? So I am just going to give you some idea. For example, I did a square here, right? And then I just add these seed shapes at the four corners, right? And then I'm going to connect them. You can also add an orb or a circle. Right? And then I'm going to add a tangle called Dex. Which is a square grid tangle. Yeah. So you draw a square grid with your pen. Right? And then you add a cross inside each. So I'm first drawing the first set of lines. Right? And then you can add any other tangle of your choice. Second set of lines. You can also draw something like enzeppel. Whole lot of tangles that you can choose from, right? and then we add a square inside and ink it. That's the Tangled decks. Yeah. So once we are done with that, we add decks inside, and then you can add something like this on the four sides. Right? So it looks a motif in itself. Right, so this also looks like a nice motif. When you shade it, this will just have a coffered look, or you can add some tangle here also, simple tangles like wood or something like that, right? For example, this is the tangle wood, just has auras inside and nothing else. Like this on both sides. Right, and you can add decks here, and you can add anything of your choice here, right? So there are a whole lot of tangles you can choose from. Something dramatic, decks is also a drama tangle, so need not be some drama tangle here. You can always go with simple tangles, right? Or just go with the original gorgeous, even there that will look very nice. Another simple arrangement, something like this, is also a part of Hollis. Just draw a circle and draw a Hollis in this fashion, enclosing the circle. Yeah, so these are just some ideas, and you can go on and complete it the way you wish to. Yeah, again Hollis, enclosing a circle. Yeah, you can see how beautiful it looks like when drawn in this way. It's just about experimenting, trying new things. Yeah, so once you have drawn that, then there are a whole lot of tangles that you can choose from. Yeah, so you can even keep it entirely floral, right? So if you add a bronze chair flower in the center, you can very well do that. Draw a bronze chair flower in the center, and then draw some strands coming out of it. Right, draw some poke leaves. So you can keep it entirely floral, or you can add something else which you feel like. So these are other ways of drawing your motifs, right? You keep it, make it totally floral. Yeah, so I'm just showing you an example. You can become totally floral. Fill up the inside space totally with leaves and petals and flowers. Again, add some more flowers there, or you can add some Bronx chairs, whatever you feel like, right? So this arrangement is another example of how you can create a different kind of motif. This is also an example, right, which you can complete, right? So that's all in this series, and as far as today's session is concerned, I'll quickly run through the tangles that we used. This tangle is Muka, yeah, I'll just mention it. Yeah, this tangle inside is basically Muka sprouts. Yeah, and this is Mir and Bunzo combination, right? So this is Mir and Bunzo, a combination of two tangles, right? This is just a fragment, a simple flower. This tangle is called Inner Flux. It is not a Zentangle original, it's by Debbie New, right? And rest is just shading and your own creations, right? So that's all in this series, and if you do complete these ideas, do post them, right? Think of ways to add some drama to this one also, yeah? And I shall see you again with a brand new series. Till then, have a good time. Bye bye. Take care.